If your church is using text messages to stay connected with members and guests, hey, congratulations. Text messaging is so effective. If you haven't seen a huge increase in engagement from your members and your guests yet, it's coming soon. Now, don't get all bogged down by the who, the what, the when, and hows of a church texting strategy. Here's a 6-step process to make you a texting pro in no time at all. Tyler Smith here, co-founder and CEO of Text in Church. If you're a busy church leader or communicator, I know how overwhelming it can be to keep your community connected. And that's why our YouTube channel is packed with communication tips and strategies to help you go from frazzled to focused. You'll be confident knowing how to reach your people beyond Sunday mornings to make them feel known, noticed, and loved. Step 1, divide and conquer with your team. I'm assuming you're not the only person at your church who communicates with volunteers, with members, or guests, so you don't need to be the only one handling all of the texting. And this is a strategy that we can all take advantage of in our ministry areas. And step 2 is contact lists should be grouped by type of recipient. This is something called segmenting. This is how you get the right message to the right group of people. So avoid things like sending a message to a single person about the couples group or the marriage group. Yikes, we don't want to do that. If you send them irrelevant information, that's going to train them to not pay attention to your messages. So we want to make sure we're sending the right message to the right people. And step 3 is to personalize our text. We want to make sure that they sound like who we are. Church texting should feel like normal texting. Hey, how are you? Are you going to be at church this Sunday? I miss seeing you. Don't complicate it. And a pro tip, make sure that you're using their name in the message. It's so easy to personalize each and every message that you send out. So make sure that you're personalizing your messages. All right, now moving on to step 4, leave the message open or ask a question to encourage a reply because responses lead to connections. And that's the whole point. That's why we're doing this. We want to build relationship. Now, step 5 is to master one strategy before moving on to the next. So for example, think about why you signed up for Text in Church. Was it to connect with more of your members or was it maybe to better follow up with your first-time guest? Whatever it was, do that first and check that off your list. And then you can tackle the next thing. Does that make sense? Get one done, and then we'll move on to the next. All right, the 6th and final step, be ready to respond. So when you send out a personal message that encourages people to respond, you want to make sure that you schedule that at a time when you know that you or your team is going to be available to reply back when your people respond. There's so much power in sending out these timely responses back to your people so that they feel known, noticed, and loved. Now, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by the need to check your inbox all the time. So we've put together tips on how to manage this without feeling like it's adding just too much to your plate. So go ahead and click on the next video on your screen and I'll walk you through that process.